Many days I'm super short on time, but I still want to eat something really delicious. My vegan fried rice is a perfect dish for days like those because it only takes 20 minutes to make. You can whip it up even by using leftover rice and frozen vegetables. It is super complete and delicious. I know you're gonna love it. Be sure to stay until the end of the episode to see the reaction of my 2-year-old twin girls. They are my official taste testers and not always so easy to please. So let's see what they think. So the first thing that you're going to do is in a small-ish pot, you're just going to heat some water on the stove because that is what we're going to cook our vegetables in. I'm going to make this with 2 carrots and some frozen peas. The smaller you cut the carrots, the faster that they're going to cook, so that's why I like to keep them small. So now for the fun part, making the sauce. We're gonna start off by measuring out 1/4 of a cup of soy sauce. We are just going to add in 1 clove of garlic. I love using a garlic press because it's so easy. Next, I'm just going to throw in some chili sauce. To this dish, I'm going to add right now I'm going to add 1 teaspoon, but I do like adding 2 teaspoons. However, I'm going to be giving this to my girls, which are 2 years old, and 2 teaspoons is a little bit too spicy for them. Next, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. I'm just going to add a couple of tablespoons of maple syrup. You can either use like 2 or 3 tablespoons of maple syrup, depending on how much spice that you used. I am going to start out with 2 and then I'm gonna taste it and see if I wanna add any more. So then I'm just going to give this a little stir. Ooh, that's good, that's good. I'm gonna leave it just like that. You really wanna make sure that the hotness or spiciness of the chili sauce and the maple syrup, or if you have another kind of sweetener like agave syrup, anything like that, you wanna make sure that that balances. I realized that I forgot to put in 1 ingredient, and that is toasted sesame oil, but I'm gonna say it right now, this is optional because it's also really good without it. Let me see if I can tell the difference. It is really good with it. Okay, so now I'm busting out my frozen peas. This is something that's nice to have in your freezer because it's high in protein. I also just like having an easy way to add green to my plate. And I'm going to add 2 full cups. So now for our tofu, this is going to be our protein in the dish. We're going to make it in a super simple way. So I'm just going to drain these first. This is my quick and dirty way on how to press tofu, just to push out the moisture, because whenever we push out the moisture, that leaves room for the tofu to soak up flavor. I'm gonna break these in like chunks. Okay, now we got our tofu chunks all ready to go. So now I'm going to take a big skillet and go ahead and heat that up because this is what we're going to cook the tofu in. I'm going to put some oil in here. I'm gonna do a little tester piece. Yeah, it started sizzling right whenever I put it in the pan, and that means the oil is ready to cook the food. So we are going to dump in the rest of the tofu. All I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to get the pieces to brown. That is something that pressing the tofu is going to help it to do, because pressing out that moisture allows it to be a little bit more dry and it will help it to get browned. And I'm also just going to simply add in some soy sauce. Honestly, just adding soy sauce to tofu and cooking it in the pan gives it a really nice flavor. And you just want to mix it up enough so it all gets coated with that soy sauce. So while this is cooking, I am going to chop up some spring onions. I'm just gonna slice these up so we can throw these on top. And it gives it just like a nice crunch and a nice layer of flavor. Okay, so now I'm going to check on my tofu. Let's see how it's doing. Yeah, and it's starting to brown. As you can see this is like getting browned and kind of like a little bit crispy, and that's what's gonna give you a lot of flavor. Getting that brownness on the pan really adds a lot. I'm just gonna put a little bit more soy sauce in here. Beep. Yeah, it's starting to brown on all sides. It really looks beautiful. I'm using leftover rice. Sometimes I cook rice separately for this, but last night I happened to make some excess rice anyway, and I thought, you know what, that's what I'm gonna use. This is such a good recipe to make that you can really transform something you have in your fridge to something really delicious. And it's really easy. So I'm going to add our super delicious sauce and just give this a stir. And letting the sauce cook through so the rice can really absorb this. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add my veggies. Boom. And also in the fridge, I found some extra corn that I have, and I love adding corn to recipes. So I'm just gonna like sprinkle some of this in and give it a nice stir, and also add in my tofu, and then we're done. Seriously looks like so good. All of the colors, the tofu, the rice sucked in with all of the flavor flavs. I'm obsessed. Now for the real taste test, let's see what the boss ladies think about the fried rice. We're gonna eat fried rice.
The fried rice, tofu, the tofu in the peas, and the yellow corn, and the yellow corn.
Is the fried rice good?
Yeah.
Do you want more?
No. Yes. Out. No. No. I'm eating this.
So if you like this video and you want to see more like this, be sure to subscribe to my channel to see more plant-based recipe videos and what I eat in a day videos. Thank you so much for being here, and we will see you next time.